Hey everyone, it is Mona here, Craft Klatch. It's Friday, that means it's another Coaster Friday, and today I have a collab video with Jenny. And Jenny is like the origami queen, so be sure to go check out her channel. We decided to do flower coasters as our theme, and hers turned out adorable. So be sure to go check her out and go check out some of her other videos as well. While you're over there, you ought to probably subscribe. So the first thing I want to do is make a background for this coaster, and I'm going to be using the Easy Cast. I have some white pigment, which is opaque, and I have a yellow that is transparent and a green that's transparent. So we're going to see what we can come up with. I'm going to start by putting some white in to kind of give it a milky base. I'll put a couple drops of the yellow. So I'm going to add a little bit of green. So this is a pretty decent green, and I'm going to just drop it right into the coaster mold. And if you're looking for the coaster mold, I have it linked in the description below. I'll help spread it around a little bit. So you want to let it sit for a minute or so. Run your lighter over, pop the bubbles, and then let it sit for roughly 12 hours or so, or longer, before you come back. So we decided to do a coaster, and we wanted like a flower theme. So Jenny does a lot of origami, and obviously that includes paper, so I kind of wanted to give my nod to Jenny and use paper in my coaster with the resin. And I have this paper punch, it's a flower, and I have two different colored pinks, and I have this green background set already. I'm just going to punch out some little flowers. And what I thought would be fun would be to use the two different colors of paper. They're both pink, but just sort of offset them a little bit, so then you have two different colors on here instead of just one. I thought it would look kind of cool to have the two colors. Now I did get a little smoky center part here because I used my lighter. I was too lazy to do the straw, so I did the lighter, and that's what I get. I'm just going to cover it with the flowers. I don't know that you'll notice it that much. So what I am going to do is take my brush, and I'm just gonna paint the Mod Podge over the whole thing. And I wanted the pink on the bottom, so I'm gonna put that right in the center, the light pink. I'm actually gonna put all those on first. Alright, just like that. And now I'm gonna paint over these with some more Mod Podge. Then I'm gonna take the darker ones and place them so that they're offset. Like that. Okay, now I'm painting over them with the Mod Podge again because I want to seal it, and you may want to do yet another coat depending on how well you think you got it covered. And you want to let it dry completely. Now I know I've mentioned before I like to use the Super Gloss Mod Podge because it goes on a lot clearer than even the regular gloss Mod Podge. You want to let this completely dry. Oops, not that in there. So it may take, depending on where you're at, it may take several hours. You might want to let it dry overnight. It just really depends. The Mod Podge is still drying just a little bit. I'm just taking a little bit of acrylic paint on the end of a skewer stick. And I'm just going to squish a little white dot into the middle of each flower. And then we want to let that dry too. Okay, I have prepared more of my resin, and all I'm going to do is pour it right on there for the covering. And then I'm going to run my lighter over real quick, pop those bubbles. Then I'm going to let it sit a minimum of 12 hours before molding. The coaster has cured, so I'm going to pop it right out. Here it is, and it would be perfect except for the fact that I only did one coat of the Mod Podge. And if you look real close, like right here, there's a dark spot, and that was because I didn't get it sealed quite as well as I thought I had. I still love it, and I like the colors and everything too. Now remember, hop over to Jenny's channel, check out her coaster video and all her other stuff on her channel, and don't forget to subscribe to her too. And while you're here, remember to subscribe here. At the end of last week's pizza coaster video, I announced that I was going to start picking ideas for coasters. And I told you I had a fishbowl, and you guys certainly came through with ideas. Look how nice and full that fishbowl is. I'm going to be honest with you. There's some stuff in here that I have no idea what it is. So are you ready? I had a wide variety of ideas, and some were very specific, some were very vague. and some of you had the same idea. So I threw them all in here, even if they were doubles. Okay. Mi Morietta, a fairy coaster. So next week is a fairy coaster. I'm going to need to pick another one next week. I'm going to leave these suggestions in here. So if you leave more suggestions in the comments below of this video, that would be great. And I will add those to the fishbowl. So I will definitely see you next time. In the meantime, happy crafting and stay safe.